What's up, guys? It's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to the Barcelona news over the past few days. I am back from Barcelona, a bit jet lagged, a bit sick, but the amount of, I don't know why Barcelona do this to me. When I'm traveling, trying to relax, they just bombard me with, we have lots. The amount of news has come out over the past, I'd say 48 hours. Ridiculous. And I'm going to cover everything. We're going to talk about the pivots: Gundogan, Neves, Kimmich, Zubimendi, Ugarte. The list goes on in the pivot. You talk about the wingers: Carrasco, Di Maria, Vitor Roque coming in. Update on every single report that has come out on the Messi saga. It's been absolutely crazy. I have all the updates, sales as well. Ferran Torres, Ansu, Kessie, Torre loan, Des Titi, Abdi, renewal updates on Dembele and Xavi. De Jong could be becoming a captain, where Barcelona going to release the new kits for next season. There's Iniesta confirmed to play for Barcelona again. We have the updates also on Barcelona making revenue from both the sales, or should I say exits, of Griezmann, Piqué, Alba, and Busquets, and also the prize money for winning La Liga as well. So much news to discuss, but before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes this video. Be very much appreciated. Also, if you're new, make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best jersey football replica websites on the market. They have a variety of items at fantastic prices. I have here some with me. Firstly is the home kit for this season. Excellent quality. The badge is nice and smooth. Spotify logo is printed on to perfection, and I also even have a jacket as well. This is one of the training jackets that the players wear. There's a logo there on the right hand side, zipper and everything. They have some badges here, the Nike logo as well. The quality is absolutely, feels real, and also the prices are unbeatable. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get an additional 15% off your orders. That's BOY. Use that checkout, you get 15% off your order, and all orders above $80 as well will get free shipping. So what are you waiting for? Top link down in the description down below, and get your new football kits today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past few days, where first we're going to be discussing what Xavi has vocally made his priority for the summer, which is of course to reinforce the pivot position. Again, Xavi over the past few days, he's done a lot of talking to the media, and he's confirmed multiple times that he wants a new pivot this summer as his priority. Now, having Guimarães came out saying that here are the 4 options that are considered right now for this area. First up is Rodri, who probably everyone would pick, but of course his signing is impossible. Then Verratti, and then Kimmich, who apparently is liked the most, and then Zubimendi. Zubimendi is the most real option. The option that he likes the most is Kimmich, though, according to Javi Miguel from AS. Now, Ferran Martinez Deportivo came out saying that although Zubimendi has a fixed price, or release clause of course, of 60 million euros, it would be up to Barcelona to persuade the player, as he wants to compete in the Champions League next season with Real Sociedad. And I did mention this in the last video that, again, just adding the release clause of Zubimendi will not be enough. You have to convince a player who is currently set in stone that he wants to play with his boyhood club in the Champions League next season. So persuading him in that sense will be difficult. Now, you look at the usual Kimmich option. Of course, Jordan Romero came out a few days ago with that CDM list. Kimmich wasn't on it, but now all of a sudden the options have changed since the entire Bayern Munich board was sacked. Now, Ferran Martinez came out saying that usual Kimmich is now expected to push for a transfer like Robert Lewandowski did, but Barcelona admit that the transfer is very difficult. He respects Bayern, is willing to stay, and will do well for the club if he has to. Now, Fabrizio Romano came out saying that previous Bayern Munich board considered Kimmich as untouchable. Now the new board has to confirm this as well. Xavi is a big fan of Kimmich, but the German club see him as the face of their project. The Javi Miguel came out saying, as Bayern Munich have sacked both their board members, Albert Khan, Hassan Salihamidzic, FC Barcelona are very attractive now to the intent of the situation, of course, of their players, mainly Joshua Kimmich. Now, again, the clear option is Zubimendi. I think even Busquets was doing interviews as well. Of course, his farewell press conference will be taking place later on today. he was asked if he could pick anyone, who would he pick. I think he said Rodri, but he likes Zubimendi, and that he also likes Nico as well. I think hopefully Nico will happen with Nico. He'll go on loan again. Maybe Las Palmas, who just got promoted. Gracia Pimienta, play a little bit there, and then we can see. But again, we still need someone for this summer. I cannot see the club getting Kimmich. Even if the new Bayern board want to sell him, they're going to ask for 80 million, maybe even 90. He still has 2 years left on his deal. I don't think he'll push for the move like Lewandowski did last summer. I think convincing Zubimendi is possible, but of course it's going to be difficult. He wants to play with the Champions League, with his boyhood club in the Champions League. I'm really clueless on who Barcelona are going to get as a pivot, but again, Xavi will just keep saying it. Pivot. Defensive midfielder is a priority. Defensive midfielder is the utmost priority. Defensive midfielder is the main priority. That's all he keeps on saying. So we'll watch this space in the pivot position. We have been linked with a few new names, which I will talk about right now. Firstly is the Sporting CDM, who's been talked about a lot recently, and that is Manuel Ugarte, I think is how you say his name. And John Romero came out confirming that Barcelona are interested, but both PSG and Chelsea have already agreed with Sporting Lisbon to activate his release clause of 60 million euros, which of course is the same as Martin Zubimendi, and I preferably would rather have Zubimendi over Ugarte. And again, Chelsea apparently offering Fofana, their striker, on loan, and 5 million with add-ons on top of the release clause, where I think PSG are just ready to activate the release clause. So I think financially we can't compete, and also the money is the same for Zubimendi, so I don't really see a big change there. So apart from that, there hasn't been any other clear pivots that we have been linked with. We have been linked with, you could say, a box-to-box midfielder, and firstly Bruno Guimarães from Newcastle. There were reports coming in from Goal in Brazil saying that Barcelona and Liverpool are interested in signing Bruno Guimarães, and Fabrizio Romano confirmed the interest, saying that Barcelona have been tracking Bruno Guimarães and they appreciate the player, but it will be really complicated to sign him this summer. Newcastle want to offer him a new contract, knowing the interest of other clubs. Again, pivotal to Newcastle's project. Getting him for anything less than 90 million euros is a no-go in my opinion. I also think Bruno Guimarães isn't the player that we need as well. He's a very similar profile in my opinion to the next player we're going to talk about, and that is of course Ruben Neves. Mateo Morito came out saying that despite the rumors, as of today there is no close agreement between Barcelona and Wolves for Ruben Neves, and in fact he of course doesn't want to join Wolves. We already knew that. Again, there is a full agreement on personal terms with the player Ruben Neves in Barcelona, but of course with Barcelona and Wolves, there's absolutely nothing for the moment. We're still waiting to see what happens with Ansu Fati's future. I think Ruben Neves and Bruno Guimarães are very similar in profile. I think Guimarães does play a lot in the double pivot. I think him and De Jong as a double pivot would be great, but again, depends on what Xavi's looking for in his pivot. He's looking for someone to come in and play a double pivot or a single pivot, depends on what system he's going to play next season. All this stuff have implications, so we'll wait and see. Again, there's nothing really strong. I think what's clear is that Barcelona want Zubimendi. They think that he's the ideal candidate, but now they have to decide two things: one, to convince him, and second, to activate that release clause, because Sociedad are not taking anything less on that release clause. Their manager has come out multiple times saying that he knows that Zubimendi wants to play Champions League with Sociedad. So we'll wait and see. I think right now there's a bit of uncertainty in the pivot as we're trying to, deal with the Messi situation, which we'll talk about later on. But I still think, in my opinion, and I think you agree as well, the utmost priority with this summer is to reinforce the pivot, as currently we have no one. I would still consider the option of Nico. Again, Busquets speaks highly of him, but I think the main worry with Nico is that he doesn't have the experience at the moment. I think if we sign someone and trust Nico, I wouldn't mind that. The question now really is who Barcelona are going to sign. I think right now it's between Zubimendi and Kimmich, but I think that my main concern is what's the transfer budget. Last summer at this point, we knew the transfer budget was going to be 200 million. Talked a lot about Xavi's war chest, 200 million euros, what he's going to spend on it. Right now, we have no idea what the transfer budget is. I always suspect it's around 100 because we've been linked with a few players that will cost a certain amount. Vitor Roque, 30-40, CDM 60, so that's at least 90. Of course, Messi's for free. The other transfers are like 10 million, stuff like that. So I would assume, based on my guess, it's 100 million with sales, but I think we have to wait and see if the concrete number comes out. But again, Barcelona in the market for a pivot, and you could say right now that the main leading candidate to be the pivot is going to be Zubimendi, but there are other options on that list. Well, I think the two front runners are going to be Kimmich and Zubimendi, and we'll have to wait and see who Barcelona sign or who Barcelona firstly will mainly pursue. Now, midfield signing that is close to completion is the free agent in Ilkay Gundogan, who will reinforce Barcelona in the advanced position of the midfield, that box-to-box, and maybe also the number 8 role. But he can do a job in the pivot, but I don't think he's an out-and-out pivot and not the profile that Barcelona are looking for. We're looking mainly for him to play on that right-hand side of the interior. And Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona and Gundogan's camp have made new contacts. The meeting was positive. Club has a guarantee there will be no registration problems, and the club maintains their 3-year proposal on the table, which I believe will be a 2-year plus 1 year option, where Man City are offering a 1-year plus 1 year option. Again, we'll get way more clarity once the Champions League final happens and takes place. I also think whether or not Man City win or lose will also have an impact. I think if Man City win, he might say, you know what, time to hang up the boots, whatever the case are, like, and the Man City journey. But if he doesn't win it, he might think, okay, 1 more year, we're probably like very, very close to winning it. I want to try to win it with Man City. I've been there for a very long time. Yada yada yada. Or he maybe could say they lose it. I've tried, time to move on. So watch the space with Ilkay Gundogan. I do think his decision will be coming very, very soon. Of course, I believe this weekend is the Champions League final, if I'm not mistaken. And after that final, Gundogan's future will become more and more clear. Now, along with the pivot, another priority for Barcelona this summer is to reinforce the right back position, with the main candidate being Joao Cancelo. Now, Fabrizio Romano has come out saying that Barcelona really like Joao Cancelo and have been following him for months now. Pletigo, of course, very close to Bayern Munich, has come out saying that talks have already taken place between Barcelona and Joao Cancelo, but the club is not able to make a big effort for him at this stage because of their financial situation. And then Sergio Busquets from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's priority for the right back position is Cancelo on loan, but the club isn't able to make a big effort for him at this stage because of their financial situation. And then Sergio Busquets from Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona's priority for the right back position is Cancelo on loan at the moment, and then Foyth as the alternative option. Now, also Xavi has been speaking a lot about Cancelo in the media as well. He came out saying that he likes Cancelo. They were offered the chance to sign him in January. Cancelo said yes. Barcelona said yes. It's about to be finalized, but then Man City pulled that last second and rather loaned him to Bayern Munich because they feel like they had the better chance of activating that 70 million euro buy option on the loan. They thought that Barcelona would never activate it even if he became the best right back in the world, 20 goals, 20 assists. They probably couldn't activate it because they couldn't afford it. So that's why they sent him to Bayern Munich instead. So again, there's interest. Cancelo, I think, wants to move. Xavi's already approved this in January. It's a no-brainer for me. I think on loan as well, there's no risk. You bring in a quality right back, and of course, Kounde can rest at ease and play at center back. And we have been linked with another right back a lot over the past few months, and that is, of course, Benjamin Pavard. Now, it has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano that Pavard will not extend his contract with Bayern Munich and will look for a way out this summer. Now, Pletigo came out saying that Pavard wants to leave Bayern Munich in the summer, confirmed, and he doesn't want to extend his contract beyond 2024. Barcelona and other top clubs are interested in him, but apparently Barcelona right now don't see him as a priority signing. They're not, really searching for him, pursuing him. Sergio Busquets from Deportivo came out saying that Pavard doesn't see himself playing for Barcelona next season. He has other options before Barcelona, and Mateo Marito also confirmed that Pavard is not a priority for Barcelona. So that Foyth Pavard profile right now is on hold, with the main natural right back in Joao Cancelo being the priority on loan. More specifically, I think this deal can get done. Apparently, Man City also want 40 million euro for Cancelo. I think if you offer a loan, maybe chuck him a little loan fee, 2 or 3 million, buy option of 35-ish, 40. I think that deal can get done. It's very clear that Man City don't want Cancelo coming back. Pep doesn't want him either, and it's a quality right back that's available for at a very considerable rate, along with the buy option. If you can buy him, if City want to sell him for 20-30, I'd consider it, but I think right now you want to use that money elsewhere in other priorities. I think it's much better to loan him, see how he does. I believe he's 29 years old, turning 30 in the upcoming season, so you don't want to risk spending that much on a right back who may end up not doing too well. Of course, there's been attitude problems behind the scenes with Pep and also a little bit with Bayern Munich as well, so you want to watch out for that as well. But I think, a quality player like Cancelo under a manager like Xavi, who's very good with man managing, I think they could work out. And I think, again, just needing a right back. We just need a right back. Imagine a back line of Cancelo, Kounde, Araujo, and Balde. You're flying. If you can see the goal, I'd be shocked. So we'll see. But again, the main priority for Barcelona in the right back position is to sign Joao Cancelo on a loan. Now, another position that Barcelona want to look out for this summer is to reinforce the left wing position, as there's some players in the current squad who are expected to leave, and the club want to replace it with a cheap option that's, good on 1v1s, good finishing, is right now in their prime, and the main name at the moment is, of course, Yannick Carrasco. Juan Martin's come out saying that in recent days, Barcelona have reached a consensus regarding Yannick Carrasco. His performances in the second half of the season have convinced the club. Atletico Madrid initially promised them to let him leave for around 9 million euros. Contacts have not resumed yet, but Barcelona are very clear they won't be paying that 20 million euro option they have, and some English clubs are also interested. So apparently Atletico Madrid promised to let him go for 10, but now since he played very well, they want to try and get a bit more money. Again, Barcelona are very, very clear they want Carrasco. Jordan Miro came out saying a few days ago that there's a very high chance that Carrasco would join Barcelona, and also Adrian Sanchez, who's been very, very reliable recently. He came out saying that Yannick Carrasco has been looking for a house in Barcelona. Of course, Adrian Sanchez confirmed a few months ago that Messi enrolled his kids in the school at Barcelona. That's now been confirmed as well. We'll talk about that later on. Now he's also saying that Carrasco has been looking for a house in Barcelona. Look, if we end up selling players and 9 million, whatever, I think we play above double digits, I'd walk away from it. I'm sick and tired of letting young players go like Ferran and Ansu and Raphinha, and then bringing in players who are got 1 or 2 years left. It makes no sense to me, but if the market opportunity is there, it's there. But there has been a new name that has re-emerged over the past few days, a name that we're familiar with, a name that we've been linked with heavily last summer, but it didn't materialize. We ended up getting Raphinha, thank God, and that name is Angel Di Maria. Mateo Morita from Relivos come out saying that the feeling is that Angel Di Maria will not continue at Juventus next season. Barcelona, for their part, have been following him closely for a long time. He was close to joining last year, and things could change now, especially if Messi arrives. Benfica, Galatasaray, and one Saudi Arabian club are also interested. Nothing advanced in concrete at the moment, but Di Maria wants to continue in Europe. So Barcelona sniffing around at Di Maria, again, makes no sense. I'd rather spend 9 million euros on Carrasco than bring in 34-year-old Di Maria for a year just for him to get fit for the Copa America 2024. I love Di Maria. I love the Argentine Di Maria. I think the club Di Maria, he can piss off for all I care. I would not sign him for obvious reasons. If you don't know what those obvious reasons are, then quick Google search and that will help you out immensely. I think this ship with Di Maria sailed a long time ago. I think the opportunity to get him was when he wanted to leave Man United, when someone hacked Barcelona's Twitter and said that Di Maria is coming to Barcelona. He tweeted, I think that was the time to get him. He was still in his prime, good years, available for a good price at the time. I think now what's the point? You have a player like Carrasco who's considered to be younger than Di Maria, available on a lower price. It doesn't make sense for me whatsoever. So wait and see what Barcelona do in this left wing position. I think it depends, of course, on the sales, such as Ferran Torres, Ansu Fati, even Abdi, which we will talk about later on. But I do see the signing of Carrasco very, very high at the moment if sales in that department do materialize. I think other than that, I can't really see it happening. I think we need sales first. If those sales happen, I think Carrasco joining is a possibility. Otherwise, if those players forced to stay like Ansu Ferran, I don't think Carrasco coming in. But with that option to buy him for a cut price as part of course, the Memphis Depay deal back in January, I do see a high chance of Carrasco joining Barcelona this summer. Now, a reinforcement that Barcelona need that I think has gone under the radar a little bit is, of course, to reinforce the number 9 position to bring in coverage and competition for Robert Lewandowski. Now, again, the number 1 target in that position is still Vitor Roque. Ratatouille from Deportivo came out saying that Vitor Roque is still Barcelona's chosen striker signing this summer. Again, we're still trying to work out the deals with his current club, whether we're going to sign him now, then loan him back, or pay his deal in installments, and all this stuff is still on the table, still in question. But it's a topic that has been discussed about a lot in the Barcelona community recently. I think it's very, very clear we need a number 9, whether it's Vitor Roque, Aubameyang, Marcus Thuram. Someone has to come in and provide coverage and a bit of competition for Lewandowski. He cannot play week in, week out like he did this season. We saw him burn out for 2 months, couldn't score any goals, got a couple of assists, but again, you're paying the money for him to score goals. I think Vitor Roque is a huge, huge talent. The problem with Vitor Roque is that he keeps scoring bangers in Brazil. He's just bringing up his price, and it's making it difficult for Barcelona. But hopefully, with the acquisition of Deco coming in, Barcelona can get this deal done. I think it'll be a great signing. Again, we have not signed a player from the Brazilian market in forever. I think the last one we signed from the Brazilian market was Arthur. He played well, was integrated well, but then we sold him to balance the books. Go see the video on my channel if you want to see my reaction to that. Back in the day, that was quite the hot topic, but I do see the signing of Vitor Roque clear. I think he's the perfect candidate, the perfect option. Now it's about the club executing that deal. But of course, Barcelona's #1 summer transfer target for the upcoming window is of course the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andres Messi. The news about Messi, specifically over the past 48 hours, has been mad. I'm gonna go through everything and then of course give you guys my analysis and my opinion. Strap your seatbelts, it's gonna be crazy. The news broke firstly from Fernando Polo from Deportivo. He came out saying that Messi's final decision on his future is imminent. It will come in the coming days. Messi wants to decide his future soon. He has an offer from Al Hilal and others. Barcelona isn't a realistic option at the moment. He knows the interest is there from Xavi and Laporta. He doesn't want to wait any longer, but Barcelona's planning for their short-term future does include the signing of Leo Messi. Jordan Mirosales came out saying that I think all this information that will cause a reaction from Barcelona and La Liga. If they don't react in the next few days, Messi's return will be very difficult. And then Eastman Argentina came out saying that Messi's camp expects Barcelona to send him an offer in the coming days. His main preference is still Barcelona. And then Goal came out saying that I understand the reaction of Messi's camp as a call for action. Barcelona needs the okay from the league to present an offer to Leo's main preference right now. It still continues to be Barcelona. More reports say that Jorge Messi, of course Messi's father and agent, is trying to apply pressure on Barcelona to make a move as soon as possible. Ben Aid came out saying that confirmation of previous reports that Messi wants to decide his future ASAP. He doesn't want to wait until August. We talked about this, of course, for the past few months, that he wants to decide his future before he goes out on international duty with Argentina, which I do believe is on June the 10th, if I'm not mistaken. Jardimero came out saying that Messi's entourage made it clear that they want Leo Messi to return to Barcelona, but he needs the proposal from Barcelona right away. Enrico Diaz from Kobe came out saying that Messi wants to make a decision on his future in 2 weeks at the very latest. Fabrizio Romano came out saying that still nothing over between Barcelona and Messi. Nothing has collapsed. He is tended by a return, but everything depends on fair play. More reports coming out saying that Mateo Alemán is working on completing a big sale before June the 30th, which will allow 100% Messi to be signed. The club is clear. Messi can be a Barcelona player if he wants. Then Veronica Bernetti came out saying that contrary to what was being said, Messi will make a formal proposal. Barcelona will make a formal proposal to Leo Messi. The general terms are already known to the player. The pending issue is La Liga's okay in writing, and Messi and his entourage want guarantees and define his future this month, and will have to let Barcelona know that. One report is coming in that Messi will wait for Barcelona to see how the financial situation develops. They are also still his priority. Juan Martí came out even saying that Messi has already pre-enrolled his kids in school in Barcelona, which of course Ivan Sanchez came out saying a few months ago, and that has now been confirmed. Now, Francisco Aguilera, who's very, very close to Messi, is always confirming the news about Messi winning the Ballon d'Or for the best player. He came out saying that Messi's father is responsible for the negotiation of the contract, whilst Messi, who makes the decision alongside his wife Antonella. If the league allows it, it remains to be seen. Leo plans to return to Barcelona with his family and play for the Catalan club. Santi from Foot Mercado came out saying that Messi is still hoping to join Barcelona, but his father, Jorge Mendes, has already accepted the offer from Al Hilal. The contract will be worth 1.2 billion over 2 years, with the highest commission in history of football to Messi's brother and father as part of the deal. Now, Saudi Arabia have been moving mad. They've signed Ronaldo, they're offering Benzema half the country to join, and now they're offering Messi the other half of the country to join. Madness. Hopefully you're still on track. This is now the news from yesterday. Jardimero came out saying that after yesterday's news one I just covered, I lowered my percentage of Messi's return from 80% to 60%. So now I'm thinking, bloody hell. He also came out saying a part of Messi's family wants Leo Messi to return to Barcelona. The other part of the family, his father and brother, is pressing Barca to take the definitive advantage and make the proposal. Maybe tonight we'll get a percentage back up to 80% after talking to a few people, which he did, which we'll give you the update on. Raccoon came out saying that Barcelona sent an informal offer to Leo Messi of 25 million euro gross for a 1-year deal plus 1-year option, which sees him with good eyes, but he accepts a formal offer to be studied in depth, but it has not been possible so far because Barcelona is still waiting for La Liga's approval of the feasible plan. Messi wants to decide his future as soon as possible and can do it in the next week. Currently, Barcelona are not that much optimistic as they were a few weeks ago. So it's clear that Barcelona have sent Messi a mock offer, and that's what we're going to offer you. This is not our actual offer. Messi's like, okay, I like it, but send me the actual offer so I can accept it. And Barcelona saying, bro, we're still waiting for La Liga. They're moving slow as heck. And then Gaston from TYC Sports, very, very reliable. He came out saying that Lionel Messi is hoping that Barcelona can sign him, and the sooner it is, the better. Otherwise, he'll evaluate other options, prioritizing playing in Europe for 1 more year. Saudi Arabia and MLS are also options if everything else fails. Sport then came out saying that Barcelona have asked Messi to have a little patience. They've already asked him to wait until this Tuesday when Barcelona could get their green light for the feasible plan from La Liga. Sport also came out saying, they tell me that in the period of 3 weeks, Barcelona could be able to execute the signing of Lionel Messi. Jordi Cruyff was doing some media. He came out saying that Lionel Messi's only concern right now is financial fair play. Everything depends on that. If it was up to Barcelona, he would sign tomorrow. Then Jordan came out with the big news last night. He came out saying that tomorrow there will be today should I say, there will be a very important meeting in La Liga, who say that there is 40 million euros in the feasible plan that doesn't make sense, and the parties have to talk about it. La Liga don't understand from where this 40 million euros come from, despite being included in Barcelona's plan. So it's just fucking La Liga again, just being annoying. And then Jordan gave us more clarification, saying that yesterday it was a very important day at La Liga's headquarters. There are people who are restless in Messi's folder because they received a call from Jorge Mendes, his father and agent. He has been in contact to find out the details about La Liga and the feasible plan. Barcelona have yet again made another informal offer to Messi. So again, not the actual offer, a mock offer. Jorge Messi is restless as well, as he wants to close the Leo's future as soon as possible. La Liga is urgently wanted to meet again with Barcelona to find out a little bit more about this 40 million euros they found out of nowhere, which apparently is fishy. Now, post this news, Jordan came out saying that my percent for Lionel Messi's possible return goes up from 60 to 70 because, Jorge Messi calling means that they care, means that they want this deal to happen. And today at 10 a.m. Barcelona time, which will be a few hours after I upload this video, they will have an urgent meeting to try and solve Barcelona's financial fair play issue. So at this point, I'm thinking, again, clearly that Messi wants to come back. Everyone wants his move to come back, but Barcelona are moving slow because La Liga are not answering them on their goddamn viability plan. Jorge Messi has then called La Liga and said, yo, what's up with this? Is it actually possible for Messi to come back? Because they're just afraid that they're going to wait and then it's going to collapse. They don't want that. They're learning from 2021, which again, I understand. I understand why Jorge Mendes wants to get this deal done. I understand why Messi wants to get this done as soon as possible. I think Messi wants to do a pre-season with his next club, whether it's Barcelona, PSG, Man City. He wants to do that pre-season. Totally makes sense. I have no problem with the urgency from Messi's side. I'm still in shock that La Liga have not given a response to this viability plan. I think Rafael Uste was doing some press yesterday as well. He said that, we're still waiting for the green light. It will come very soon. And I'm just there sitting there thinking that this is Messi's camp pushing, saying in the media, we are going to go to another club if you do not send us an actual realistic offer. Like, you keep sending us informal offer, which is basically a mock offer, saying here's what we're going to offer you. We're still waiting for the green light. And they look at the offer, they say they like it. So it gets worse, by the way. You think I'm done here? Nope, we got one more slide. It gets worse. Marcelo Bielsa, this motherfucker, this guy reports only bad shit about Barcelona. I've known him since 2016, and I've never seen him report one good thing about Barcelona. It is just always bad news. From Neymar to PSG to Messi leaving in 2020, this man has been reliable in all the shit stuff for Barcelona. Last night, he came out with an exclusive saying that Messi already has his decision almost made up about his future, and in the next hours, for journalists, that means in the next few days, interested clubs should already be informed about this. There is interest from England clubs as well as MLS, in addition to a strong proposal from Saudi Arabia. He also adds saying that if anyone still has hopes of seeing Messi at Barcelona, Barcelona cannot offer or guarantee anything despite public statements. He is correct. We've sent him 3 informal proposals. We didn't guarantee him, we didn't, fully offer him anything. He is correct in that sense. And barring any completely off-script twist, it's the end of Messi to Barcelona. I saw this, I'm thinking, this motherfucker's back again. Just nothing but shit from him. He never once have I seen him say a good report. I even see him say negative reports about Raphinha last summer. Raphinha's not gonna come, blah blah blah. He can swivel on that. Then Mano Carino from Candecer, who's a very reliable reporter, and he's very, very close to Messi as well. Like 10 minutes after his report from Marcelo Bielsa, he came out saying that Leo Messi will play for Barcelona again. I'm there thinking, what is going on? The twist is entails. You're saying John Ramiro brings his percent down from 80 to 60, and then brings it back up to 70. People are saying he's going to join. People are saying he's not going to join. And then Edu Gaston came out again saying that, firstly, then L'Equipe came out with the report saying that Barcelona are playing the team up with Inter Miami to bring Messi back on loan. So I saw this rumor a few weeks ago where Inter Miami would sign Messi, free agent, on a 4-year deal, 5-year deal, whatever the case may be, and then loan him to Barcelona for 2 years. That report, I forget which journalist on Barcelona said that, but then now it's getting picked up from L'Equipe. So it could be something to consider. Apparently someone from Messi Foundation as well signed with Inter Miami, like to be part of their foundation. So there's apparently something in the works there too. So I would take that. Any way to get Messi back this summer, I'm game. If he has to sign for Inter for 4 years, play 2 years in Barcelona, 2 years in Inter, I'm all for it. And then Edu Gaston in the late hours of the night came out saying that Messi's camp don't understand Xavi's statements that returning to Barcelona depends on Messi. Xavi again has been moving mad, saying that this move 99% depends on Messi, which for me makes no sense. If it depends on Messi, then it should already be done by now. Makes no sense again, because if formal offer was sent to Messi, Leo would have already signed it because his priority is FC Barcelona. So again, we've been sending him informal offers, which means offers that we will offer you pending other implication. But from the club, they can't say when they will send his actual official offer. The truth, the main desire of Lionel Messi is Barcelona. It's his priority for weeks now. He really wants to go back and play for the club again. If it was up to him, he would sign the contract tomorrow. Whew. Breather. Now, analysis. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this where you literally have each and every single journalist saying something different. Bielsa saying he's not coming back. Gaston is saying it's unlikely. Manu Carreno saying he's going to come to Barcelona. Ramiro saying 78%. L'Equipe saying loan. I've never seen this. The wish-washy flip-flop is ridiculous. All I will say is this. Tomorrow, 10 a.m., you got La Liga's meeting. Then 8 p.m., you got Busquets' farewell. It's going to be a mad day tomorrow. I expect something more concrete on Messi's future today. Once the journalists all have an agreement on the scenario for Messi, that's when you can start to realize something's happening. I think right now people, dare I say, are just guessing and trying to risk it and see where they're at, because it's a balanced situation. And see, Marcelo Bielsa says that barring any off-script twist, he didn't say Messi to Barcelona is over. He's saying barring any last-second thing, because he still thinks that a possibility is open. But what is clear for me is that Messi wants his future decided ASAP, and we've been saying this for weeks now, that he wants his future decided before he goes out international duty with Argentina. Makes sense. It's up to him. We'll wait and see. Then you had the Barcelona side saying that, it's just fair play. It's up to Messi 99%. Xavi's quotes have been crazy. You can interpret Xavi's quotes in any way you want. That 99% is put pressure on Messi. 99% put pressure on La Liga. He's confident. That's why he's saying it. You can analyze it left, right, and center. What is 100% confirmed is that Jorge Messi, his father, called La Liga asking about the viability plan, and that his father wants his future sorted. They are happy. Well, I say they. His father is happy with the Saudi Arabia offer, but like the report came in from Francesco Aguilera, Messi and Antonella will make that final decision on the future. His father will bring the proposal on the table. He'll decide which one he wants to do. So, we'll wait and see. It's absolute madness. Personally, I'd still put it like 50-50. I can't. The reports are too bouncy for me to pick anything concrete. I did say Busquets 90% will stay. He's ended up leaving, so it's all wish-washy at the moment. It's too bouncy. We'll have to wait and see. I think again after this La Liga meeting today, hopefully there'll be more concrete information. Again, we have to find out where this 40 million, where Barcelona have a net, where that came from, because La Liga find it fishy. I just want to strangle Javier Tebas just by his throat. That's just me anyways. Wait and see on Leo. If he escapes Barcelona this time, tears will be flying. This is our last chance to see Messi ever come back to Barcelona. If he signs right into Miami, comes here on a loan, I'll take that. I'll take it. So, wait and see with Messi's future. I do think in the next 48 hours we will get some more concrete news. Once all the journalists collectively agree on an outcome, that's when you suspect there has been an outcome. But with everyone saying different things, they're all just gambling, and you just never know what's going to happen. In the Mercado, I think anything can happen. But don't forget, do not forget that Barcelona have a plan B for Messi. And it's Bernardo Silva. Ramiro came out saying Bernardo Silva is a plan B if Messi doesn't come. Shove your plan B right up your arse. To be fair, Bernardo Silva, quality player. But how do you go from signing a free agent to a 70 million euro player? I'd rather sign Zubimendi and Vitor Roque for what? How much does that cost you? Like 90, 100? Then sign from Bernardo Silva for 70. Makes no sense to spend so much money on a player that will only be the icing on the cake, where right now we don't even have the cake. We're missing a pivot, we're missing a right back, we're missing a backup striker, need a left winger. Bernardo Silva is something that you add on top of what you already have. Like, for example, Man City last summer had a super team. They needed a striker, get the best striker as available. Erling Haaland, bish bash bosh, they're on course for the treble. We're not at that point in time. Bernardo Silva, he'd come in as a big name player, and we definitely sacrifice something, whether it's Zubimendi, another pivot, a backup striker, and that for me shouldn't be the case. So shove your plan B up your arse. We're only focused on plan A, and that is Messi. We'll wait and see what happens over the next 48 hours, but I think from now until like Sunday, key days for Messi. He wants his future decided ASAP, and Barcelona, by the looks of things, are trying to do everything they can to make that a reality, but it's going to be very, very tough. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past few days. We do have a report coming in from Javi Miguel from AES, who's very close to Xavi and very reliable, saying that Xavi will start his conversations from tomorrow with the players who are not in the plans for next season. Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Pablo Torre, and Franck Kessie are among those on the list. Now, of course, for Pablo Torre, it will result in a loan, but for Kessie, Ansu, Ferran, sales are being considered. We're now going to go through all the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona and give you guys an update on their situations. Anyways, the updates that we do have. Firstly is on Ferran Torres. Javi Miguel again from AES came out saying that Barcelona will be ready to sell Ferran Torres for around 20 to 25 million euros. They're aware that selling him for such an amount will result in a loss in the club's books, since they paid 55 million for him a year and a half ago, but they're willing to sell him for a lower fee with the aim of strengthening their sporting project. So Barcelona are willing to take a hit in the books to sell Ferran Torres, but Ferran doesn't want to leave. Sport came out saying that Ferran Torres is one of the players to whom Xavi is expected to tell that he is not in his plans, but Ferran has no intention of leaving. He wants to succeed at Barcelona and wants to convince Xavi during pre-season. Now, famously, Ferran Torres was dating Luis Enrique's daughter, which is pretty much why he gets into the Spain squad the majority of the time. She dumped him a few days ago, so hopefully that gives him the extra boost and spark to play well, because whether you like it or not, breakups, boost people's not boost their confidence, but boosts their motivation to do better. So you never know, but I think Ferran is washed. Apparently Newcastle very interested. You thought Aston Villa were interested, they're now about to get Marco Asensio for free from Real Madrid, so that's out the window. So I think Newcastle now are the rumored team that's very interested in him. If they can pay 2025, I will absolutely take it. But there is, of course, the other Spanish winger that could end up leaving, and that is, of course, Ansu Fati. But similar to Ferran Torres, he doesn't want to leave. Catalonia Radio have come out saying that Ansu Fati does not want to leave Barcelona this summer. To be honest, I think Ansu Fati has done enough in the past few years to deserve one more chance. I get it, he's had an absolute howler of a season. He's had a good final day, of course, at the Camp Nou, which I was in attendance for. Don't mean to brag, but got the brace. Should have had a hat-trick in my opinion. I think there's something in the kid still. I would prefer to sell Ferran Torres if that meant to keep Ansu Fati, and I'd rather keep Ansu Fati than sign the Belgium guy, Carrasco. So I think Ansu does have a chance. Again, Jorge Mendes' agent has been speaking a lot in the media saying that, blockbuster deals will happen this summer. I'm in the talks with big clubs to do big moves. I can't tell you what exactly, but big things will happen. All I can say is this. If we sell Ansu Fati, we're signing Ruben Neves, so hopefully Ansu will stay. Another winger that Barcelona want to keep and he wants to stay as well is Raphinha. Of course, a month ago, he wanted to leave, was considering his future because Messi might come back and Dembele is starting ahead of him. But now apparently that's all over. Goal came out saying that Raphinha is not moving. He only thinks about Barcelona. His entourage is not considering a move away either. They are convinced. So, and apparently there's no conflict with Deco now, which doesn't make sense to me. So we went from Joaquin Pereira, the best Brazilian Barcelona news reporter, saying that Raphinha wants to leave, to Raphinha shutting him down on Instagram, to now Raphinha wanting to stay. And also Fabrizio Romano confirmed this on this this app thing where players speak and stuff is crazy. I forget what it's called, like Residence or something like that. Now Fabrizio Romano joined it. He was asked who Raphinha to stay at Barcelona. He said that he's desperate to stay because he loves Barcelona. So there you go. I think Raphinha se queda. I absolutely am in favor of that. I think selling him is ridiculous. 10 goals, 12 assists a season in his first year. I think those are like better than Dembele numbers in his first like 4 years. I think I think they were close to Neymar's numbers in his first season. So I think Raphinha does have a big future ahead of him, and we know very clearly that Xavi wants to keep him. It's just him having a little bit of doubt, but I do think now that doubt has cleared up. Now to another winger, and that is of course Abdi. Ferran Torres from Sport came out saying that a tempting offer could persuade Barcelona into selling Abdi because it would help greatly with the viability plan becoming a reality. Xavi has asked for a pure left winger. If Abdi is sold by Barcelona, the option of Carrasco will become more concrete. The rumor is that Barcelona want to keep/sign one of Abdi or Carrasco. So one of them will be in the team next season. The question now is who. And the plan right now is for Abdi to do preseason, see how he does, see if any offers come in. If offers don't come in, keep him. If he does well in preseason, keep him as well. But if he flops in preseason, maybe accept an offer and you bring in Carrasco for cheap. I think that's what Barcelona think right now. But I think Xavi asking for a pure left winger is understandable because Ferran Torres, Ansu have been shocking this season. And of course, Raphinha isn't a left winger. Dembele can do a job there. So my personal hope would be is to keep Abdi. I'd rather keep Abdi than sign Carrasco. Have Abdi and Ansu battle out for that left wing, some competition. If they both end up flopping big time, you can chuck Dembele there, then have Raphinha on the right. Then on the right hand side, you have Dembele, Raphinha competing, and then you have Messi and Lewandowski roaming in the middle freely and starting whatever. So, of course, if we sign Messi, that's all implications. So we'll see what happens with the future of Abdi. I do think it's a very, very interesting case. I think it does depend a lot on him and how he does in preseason. If he shines and does well, just like Alejandro Balde did last preseason, he could end up staying and have a big, important role in the team. If he does okay, it all depends for me on this offer. I think Jardimero came out saying that there's one La Liga club and like 2 Premier League clubs interested, and they're offering big money, like 30 million. I think 30 million plus, you take it for Abdi, even if he performs like Ronaldinho in preseason, you take it, because the money for the current status of his career is something you don't reject. If he's getting to his time, 26, 27, you might want to back him, but when he's so young, you can get him in the future. You take that kind of money. So we'll wait and see with Abdi. I think his future, though, will depend a lot on his performances. Now, there are 2 players who will 100% leave Barcelona this summer, and Xavi won't even have to talk to them. Firstly is, of course, Samuel Umtiti, where Tutu Mercado have come out saying that Barcelona will talk with Umtiti to transfer the new conditions of his departure this summer. So when his Lecce loan deal expires, he'll come back, they'll talk about his exit, and then facilitate it again 100%. In some way, shape, or form, Samuel Umtiti will leave the club this summer. Hopefully, since he does have 2 years left on his contract, we can get some money for him. And finally, another loan player is Serginho Dest. Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Union Berlin are interested in signing Serginho Dest. According to the German reports, a loan agreement was almost reached, but Barcelona wanted a permanent move to support FFP. Get me that permanent move. Screw a loan deal. 10 million, Dest is yours, Union Berlin. It's not expensive. Anyone, 10 million, he's yours. We bought him for 23, 24. So 14 million euro loss over 3 seasons. The 3 seasons? Yes, 3 seasons. We'll take it. Of course, Dest has a very special place in my heart. He's the reason why I do this. And do this and get paid, should I say. Now, I think I still probably do this regardless, but shout out to Serginho. We'll wait and see with his future. Again, I just want a permanent sale. I'm sick to death of loan moves. Same goes for Clement Lenglet as well. Get rid of him in any way you can. Either permanently, letter of freedom, whatever, or hopefully get some transfer fee. Just no more loans. So again, that would begin those salaries off the book and hopefully bring in some much needed income. Now, a defender who has confirmed that he will be staying at Barcelona this summer is, of course, Jules Kounde, who did tweet about this a few days ago and has confirmed this now to BS Sports in France. He was asked about his future, saying that I'm going to be staying at Barcelona. Shortly afterwards, Javi Miguel from AS came out saying that Kounde will not play out right back again for Barcelona, although it's not fully ruled out he could play in those particular games like Araujo with Real Madrid Again, tactical switches. Kounde might end up playing at right back, but his permanent position next season will be a center back. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates around the first team at Barcelona. Just one update on the player side, and that is on the contract renewal of Ousmane Dembele. Now, Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona have already made the renewal offer until 2027 to Ousmane Dembele, and his agent Moussa Sissoko is analyzing it before responding. A response is expected soon. Barcelona closes renewal before June 30th, after which his €50 million release clause becomes active. Dembele's definitive yes to continue could come before him joining the French national team duty in June. Negotiations are expected to continue towards an agreement after the first response from Dembele's camp is received. Now, there has been reports about PSG again sniffing around for Dembele, but that has been shut down. Ousmane Dembele does not want to join PSG. He's not interested in them. He prefers FC Barcelona and wants to stay here. Dembele has also been doing a lot of marketing for Barcelona recently, talking about the Spotify Camp Nou, saying that his favorite moment was that Chelsea goal in 2018, which was a banger to be fair, and that he loves Barcelona. He wants to win the Champions League. That's his dream, to win the Champions League with Barcelona. Fabricio Balde then confirmed the negotiations between Barcelona and Ousmane Dembele continue. Further talks will take place soon. Xavi considers Dembele a key player, and Dembele is very happy at Barcelona with Xavi. Again, Xavi playing a key role in that sense. When Sion Dembus, I do hope he does renew, and I do hope he does so before June 30th, because if that release clause comes in, a team can come and activate it, and apparently if the release clause is activated, Barcelona only get 25 million, and then Dembele gets the other 25 because he agreed to cut his salary, and he went from asking for 800,000 a week to be sat on 100,000 a week, and he did so by renewing with some implications and stuff like that. So we'll wait and see with Dembus. I do hope he does renew. Quality player. Hopefully he stays injury free. I always say that, but never ends up coming to fruition. But with Xavi's physios and trainers, I do think his injury record has improved significantly, and of course he's a key player for the squad. Now, the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the first team manager of the club, Xavi Hernandez. Xavi Hernandez. Juan Martínez come out saying that the renewal of Xavi and the staff until 2026, coinciding with the end of Laporta's term, is going well, but there are still a few aspects to be agreed upon. It's assumed that the agreement will be reached, but it's not expected for this week. A little more time is needed. Sport then confirmed that Xavi's renewal is getting close now, and new deal until 2026 talks are in the advanced stages. Xavi himself, in his 3,000 interviews he's been doing over the past 2 days, also confirmed that his renewal is 90% done. There are no problems, and we are very close. Fabricio Romano also confirmed it's just a matter of time. Barcelona will extend Xavi's contract. The deal has been ready since around March time. Again, we're just waiting to clinch that league title. I have no worries and no concerns that Xavi will renew his contract. And of course, Xavi does have a big summer ahead where he wants to improve the following. According to Ferran Torres from Sport, he wants to improve the performances in Europe. I just hit the table. Absolutely. Closing the matches, yes. Making the most out of set pieces, mainly free kicks. Yes, we still haven't scored a free kick since 2021. Messi against Valencia away against Jasper Silson. We still haven't scored a free kick since. Then the closest was Lewandowski off the bar against Mallorca. More capacity to overflow in the final third of the pitch. Hence, Xavi has requested for new signings. Yes, the main thing is, of course, performing in Europe. If we don't get minimum quarterfinals of the Champions League, I'd sack Xavi. Call me crazy. Unless he wins the Spanish treble. You gotta, with Bayern Munich now not being in our group, you have got to make it to the quarterfinals. Bare minimum. We'll see what the signings do. If you sign Messi, I'd say minimum semifinals, but there has to be strong progression in Europe next season. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past few days. Firstly, we do have a little bit of a shift in the captaincy at the club, where Frenkie de Jong's name is being considered. Sport have come out saying that Frenkie de Jong could be one of the Barcelona captains next season. There are voices in the dressing room that see him as a very good option to represent them. Now, this for me makes sense. Of course, next season, the first team captain will be Sergi Bloody Roberto. Second will be Ter Stegen. Third will be Araujo. The fourth right now, I would say, is between Frenkie de Jong and Robert Lewandowski. For me personally, I would give it to de Jong because he does have, of course, a more longevity future at the club. Lewandowski, I'd say, going into next season, has 1 or 2 seasons left at the club. until, of course, he winds down, gets older. I think the reason why Lewandowski is in contention because he's an actual leader. That's why you want to make him a captain. But I think Frankie de Jong has that leadership to him, and he's going to be at the club for a long time. I'd rather see him with the armband. Also, I think it's weird that Lewandowski joins the club after a year and gets the captain's armband. I think that's just weird in my opinion, but we'll wait and see. Frankie de Jong's name is being considered as that fourth choice captain. What's clear right now is that Araujo is definitely a captain alongside Ter Stegen and Roberto. Now, speaking of the captains, Ter Stegen, there has been some news about Ter Stegen, about him wanting to play this weekend against Celta Vigo to break the clean sheet record. Jaime Miguel from AS came out saying that Ter Stegen has requested Xavi to make him a starter for the last game of the season against Celta Vigo. He wants to hold a new all-time record for the most clean sheets in one season amongst the top 5 leagues. Now, Celta Vigo are on the verge of relegation. They have to at least win their game to have any chance of surviving. We played them away, which we've done very, very poorly over the past 10 years. And they also have a Iago Aspas. So the fact that Ter Stegen is optimistic of keeping a clean sheet, he's very, 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 very dumb. And also, we're going to be playing a rotated side. We're not keeping a clean sheet, but he wants to try it. Fair enough to him. Expecting Naki Penny to come in at halftime. Now, Ter Stegen also talked about recently about cutting his salary after, I think, the match against Valladolid, or maybe against Mallorca. He came out, he was asked in an interview about cutting his salary. I think it's after Mallorca. He said that, look, I'm ready to listen to the club and help. We've already made some efforts recently, so shout out to Mark. Hopefully he'll be in talks to reduce his salary. He's still on the Bartomeu contract. I think he's on, what, 350,000 a week, which has been worth that this season. I mean, I guess. He's cut a lot of clean sheets domestically, but European League and Tournament League, he hasn't been doing that great clean sheet-wise. I think he's probably worth 200,000. So hopefully he can reduce that, but he is set to start this weekend, and hopefully he'll break that European top 5 league clean sheet record. Let's now discuss some injury updates around the first team at Barcelona. Of course, the main one has been the injury of Alejandro Balde. I watched this tackle live, and it was a nasty one. Studs up, rolled the ankle, and the club did confirm that Alejandro Balde suffered a partial rupture of the external collateral ligament of the right ankle, and he's approximately will be out for around 6 to 7 weeks. And initial reports came out from Jaime Miguel saying that he'll be out for 10 weeks, which was pretty big. But 6 to 7, hopefully we'll have him back fully fit and ready to go for pre-season. That is now the goal of Alejandro Balde, to make it a pre-season, get up to match fitness with the rest of the squad, travel to America, get integrated back with the group. So I think pre-season does start in 7 weeks time, so hopefully he doesn't make that recovery in time. Now, with Jordi Alba leaving, the big question has been, will Barcelona sign a left back this summer to provide coverage and competition for Alejandro? And the answer somehow is no, because Xavi said he wants to bet on Marcos Alonso for next season, and that the club will not be in the market this summer to sign a left back, as the 2 left backs next season will be Balde and Alonso. I'm going to make a prayer right now. I hope everyone will join me. Dear God, please let Alejandro Balde be fully fit next season, because if Alonso plays, we are screwed. Please let him be fit. Please also let Xavi rotate when needed, play Alonso in the crappy garbage games, and hopefully Balde can stay fit for the full year. I mean, because if we don't pray, it ain't gonna happen, lads. If we get stuck with Alonso with the Balde injury like what happened here, we are screwed. We'll have to put, if we sign Cancelo, it's going to be Cancelo left back and then Kounde right back. Then Kounde won't be happy. So we'll be all over the place. So we'll wait and see on that. But currently, Alejandro Balde is out for around 6 to 7 weeks. Hope he'll be back for the start of preseason. And Xavi has confirmed that Barcelona will not sign a left back this summer, and they will bet on Balde and Alonso in that position. Now, one of Barcelona's main objectives for the coming weeks is to, of course, raise money to spend on the summer, balance the books, financial fair play, all that sort of stuff. And one of the main revenue earners at Barcelona is shirt sales, and the new shirt will be coming out very, very soon. Jardimero came out saying that Barcelona's initial plan is to reveal the new home kit on June the 15th, which is not next week, but the following week after that. So we'll play the friendly against Vissel Kobe, and then a week later or so, the new kit will be officially announced and confirmed. Same thing will go for the away kit as well. Juan Marte came out saying that on July 26th in the friendly against Arsenal in Los Angeles, Barcelona will wear the white kit for the first time. It'll be from then, and that the fans will be able to acquire the kit. So first kit on June the 15th. Second kit I think will probably be announced on July the 15th, but will go on sale after the Arsenal friendly on July 26th. So again, that's good news. Again, I don't know. I cannot believe I'm about to buy a white kit. I like the 70 retro badge, but white, crazy. I think this kit again looks good, and hopefully this will be a kit that we remember as winning a lot of trophies. Now, one of Barcelona's big revenue avenues that they have acquired over recent days is, of course, tournament prize money, where Barcelona are awarded a set fee for winning La Liga. Markup came out saying that Barcelona will receive around 60 million euros as a prize money for winning La Liga. The runner-up will get 53 million, third and fourth will get 46, and then 39 respectively. So Barcelona, for winning La Liga, you get 60 million. I think if you win the Champions League, you get 90. So decent prize money there. And also, Barcelona will save some money in the exits of the three main captains for the season. Sport have come out saying that estimate savings out of the exits of Busquets, Piqué, and Alba are around 120 million alone, and that the wage bill was 655 million euros, and now it's around a healthy somewhat 450, helping the club edge closer to their financial goals. This is due to the exits of Piqué, Busquets, Alba, and also Griezmann, and their salaries in other areas of the club. So of course, officially now, Piqué and Griezmann's salaries are off the wage bill. Busquets is leaving, Jordi Alba's leaving, their wages are off the wage bill. Cuts are being placed elsewhere. Barca TV is being shut down. Apparently, Mirotic from the basketball team, who has a salary of 11 million euros per year, he's set to leave as well. And the coach, who's on a big salary, he's set to take a wage cut to stay at the club. So, bish bash bosh, there's movements being made. I'm glad with that, but again, it's all about just making the club financially healthy, so you don't have to worry about fucking financial fair play anymore. Once we're at a healthy point, I think the club want to have it around 400, 350, 400. That's where they want the wage bill to be at, and looks like they're on course to reach that objective. Now, the final topic that I wanted to discuss before I end off this video is give you guys an update on the Vissel Cup friendly taking place next week, where Andres Iniesta is set to play 45 minutes for both teams, for Barcelona and Vissel Kobe. Not officially announced yet, but it is in the works. He was doing some promotion with Sergio Busquets to promote the friendly, and he was asked about the game, saying that I have 2 games left with Vissel Kobe. I really want you to come to the game. You're already champion at the end of the season, Japan, and I plan to play one half with each team, Barcelona and Vissel Kobe, to enjoy it a little bit more, and it'll be very nice. Busquets even said, let the Mr. Xavi play as well. Imagine a midfield 3 of Xavi, and yes, and Busquets again. But apparently Busquets will not be playing in the friendly, because Xavi did confirm in his post-match press conference for the match against Mallorca that Busquets and Alba's last match was against Mallorca. They will not play again. They will not travel this weekend to Celta Vigo, and they will not play the friendly against Vissel Kobe. Their last match was against Mallorca at the Camp Nou for both Busquets and Jordi Alba respectively. So it looks like Busquets will not play the friendly, but Xavi, never know. And of course, Iniesta will play, and he's set to play a half each for Vissel Kobe and also Barcelona. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past few days. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. Messi, midfield, Carrasco, Di Maria, Vitor Roque, sales like Ansu, Ferran, Kessie, Pablo Torre, Des, Umtiti, Abdi, of course, renewals of Dembele and Xavi, it's new kit coming out, De Jong captain, money coming in. Leave me all your thoughts down below, and of course, subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care, and Forza Barca.